Hello everyone, I hope everyone's safe and sound, and to the key workers and anyone working for the NHS, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all you're doing. I thought I would do an update video. This is actually the third time I've recorded this bloody video, so this is going to be the last time. The first two times they didn't say, they didn't go up to my timeline on Facebook, so I'm having to do it for the third time. I don't do videos, don't like doing it, but it seems like this is kind of like the new way to engage with your clients and the people that follow your Facebook, so I thought I'd give it a go. If I don't like it, I won't do it again, but hey, I thought I'd give it a try. These are really strange times. I self-isolated over the weekend and it drove me nuts, and that's probably why I'm doing a video. But yeah, it's a real time of introspection and trying to think about the best way to move forward with the business, considering our daycare is like 2-3% capacity. It's nuts, it's difficult. All the staff have been put into furlough, so but no, this video is meant to be positive. I will stay positive. It's forced us to adapt. We've got a bit of extra time on our hands, so the garden looks good, obviously. Getting some DIY stuff done, but the shop really has been getting a lot of love. It was going to be happening a bit slower and a bit more organically, but with all the time I've got, you know, let's get on with it. It means I can be a key worker. It means I can deliver food, so I can continue to go to work. You know, I'm not in contact with anyone. It's all contactless, so it's quite fortunate. But anyway, the shop came about really. I never really had a massive interest in diet. I always knew that it was important, but you know, I kind of just focused on the daycare predominantly, and then the grooming and the training, and yeah, diet seems to have come a bit later on. Pretty much when I got Ivor, my 2-year-old border collie who's asleep over there. He doesn't like the fact that I'm talking to a phone. It's really putting him off for some reason. Sensitive soul. But anyway, yeah, so when I got Ivor, I started sort of questioning, you know, what should I be feeding? Why should I be feeding it? Why does this vet tell me this is the best? Why does this vet tell me this is the best? Why does John down the park tell me this diet's the best? Or, you know, Karen on Cash Outs is telling me, no, don't listen to him. This is what you should feed because I fed this to my dog for the last X amount of time. So, you know, mixed information. So I did a bit of research and I ended up giving Ivor a high quality dry food, which worked. You know, he survived on it, no problem, until he got to about 7 or 8 months, and then he started itching like mad. So I started, you know, wondering what's going on. He'd be laying down and then he'd just stand up, itch, lay back down 5 minutes later, and it got really bad. So I just thought, right, let's do something about this. Started researching raw, speaking to my clients that fed raw, and you know, up until this point I'd always had sort of mixed feelings on it. I knew that there was something about it that's right, but at the same time, every time someone brought a dog to me to care for 2 weeks and they brought 2 weeks worth of food, I had to chuck out some of my food in the freezer to put their food in it. So, you know, from the get-go I didn't have a great relationship with raw, but after doing a bit of research, I come around to the idea, switched him over, and the proof was in the pudding. You know, he stopped itching pretty quickly, and yeah, he just seemed to thrive off it. It was really good for him. So yeah, it was good. I decided to become a stockist of the brand that I fed, in order to get a discount, so I could get all my family dogs on a better diet than they were currently on. And it meant that some of the clients that were feeding this brand, I could offer it to them and they would miss out on delivery, and I would earn a little bit on the side. It wasn't massive, but hey, why not? You know, a lot of people do it, groomers, trainers. A lot of people have these freezers and stock just one brand, so it seemed like the thing to do. And then I just started becoming more and more interested in raw. You know, the more you know, most people that feed raw, probably all people that start feeding raw, it becomes more of an interest. Not long after you start doing it, it's strange, you know. You know, I bump into another raw feeder, and you've initially got a connection with them, and there's always things to talk about, but you never really talk about like dry food with another person, not in an interesting way. So anyway, yeah, I got more interested in it. I started doing a lot of reading, and a couple of customers got back to me about the food that I was selling, and they said they weren't keen on the consistency. Well, not them, the dog. And this was also happening with my mum's collie, Marley. She's fussy anyway, but she wasn't eating it. She actually started losing a lot of weight. So I looked into a different brand, trying to cater for the dogs that didn't like this brand. So I did, and I found a similar quality, but different consistency, a lot chunkier, and that went down a treat with Marley, and this is kind of just snowballed into the shop. So the idea was that we were going to do kind of like a grand opening, but just have an opening day it was going to be in about a month's time. With everything that's happened, it's kind of pushed it all forwards. No official open date. We're open. Obviously not in a physical location, but we will deliver food to you. And the idea is we're going to be similar to a typical pet shop, food shop, but with a twist. We want to go predominantly raw, but have options for everything else. But they'll all be high quality. All those other options will be high quality. We're not going to go everything and anything. With the raw, we're going to have different price points, different packaging consistencies. With the dry and the wet, we'll kind of maybe just stick to one or two brands, just so we cover all bases. But we'll see. I don't want to make any sort of commitments to what we're going to do, but 100% natural treats. We might go down the route of training equipment. Certainly we've got a load of puzzle feeders, but we're going to get more toys. We kind of wanted to go for like an industrial kind of butchery kind of style with this place. I'll give you a little tour in a second, but the idea is we want to be able to cater for everyone, but everyone that walks through the door is going to get seriously high level of service. If you're new to the idea of raw feeding, you don't really know where you stand on it, you can come in, you can talk to us about it, and we can give you just the facts. We're not going to try and sell it to you. We're just going to explain what's been proven, and talk to you about our experiences, and then let you make a decision for yourself. But we will point you in the direction of some foods that best suit your needs, budget, depends what sort of packaging you want, that kind of thing, what size your dog is, all this. And then obviously for your season feeders, we're going to try and get as much variety in as possible, so we can kind of cater to all of you. Yeah, so I guess I should probably give you a tour. What I can't do is flip the camera around, so you're going to have to go like this. So I quite like doing some woodwork, and I had quite a lot of leftover wood. So this is the counter, this is the back, so it's not very beautiful, but this is the top. It's chipboard, but I've used like a thin epoxy resin, so it's got a plastic layer on it, so it should be quite durable, so it should last. This is kind of like the counter, and it's got two purposes. You see how it kind of divides the room? That was the idea, because this side then I can have my dog, or a few of my dogs. It's nice and tall as well. It's got plenty of storage down the bottom. That pallet's going to get cleaned up and used as a gate here. And this is the shop. So it's early days. We've got plans for what it's going to look like when it's done, but we're quite happy with how it's turned out, especially the counter. We'll be able to stick loads and loads of different things in here. It lights up as well. I should have turned the lights on. So all your treats, toys, plenty of space to put stuff. You've got your little counter, plenty more treats, some cold pressed foods, awesome alternative, complementary to raw food as well. But I've got a couple of hello mate, hello. Oh. What was I saying? Okay, we've got a couple of branded freezers. They're brand new. We thought we'd go with two refurbished ones. Refurbished ones because they're cheaper and bigger. These are like the Rolls Royces of freezers apparently. but they only come with a short warranty, so we went for some brand new ones as well, just to get a bit of variety. But yeah, we hope to get another 2 of these big boys and hopefully an upright, and I've got another little box room around the corner that we potentially could expand into, but we'll see how it goes. We'll take it slowly, but you know, it's one of those things, you know, the more freezers we have, the more variety we have, hopefully then we can cater for more and more people. But we're really happy with how it's all looking so far. This did used to be my sort of open plan living room, but my partner kindly let me move in with her. So yeah, this opened this space up, which is awesome. So yeah, I said we're kind of going to go for like a butcher kind of look. So I've got an awesome local artist to create these boards for us, so to make it a little bit more informative in here. So here's a cool board explaining the pros and of raw feeding. So yeah, I hope you like what you see. Really excited to open the door back up when all this comes to an end. Again, I wish you all the best. Stay safe. To all the key workers and NHS staff, you're legends. Yeah, thanks guys.